Imagine your team is in a close game. Everybody's fired up and the energy is intense. And then the last minute of the game hits. So suddenly everything slows down. Fouls, whistles, timeouts, reviews. The part of the game that should be the most exciting now becomes the most frustrating. Basketball is supposed to be a fast-paced, fun, and intense game. But the way games ends now feels nothing like that. Instead of building to a big finish, the game drags out in a messy stop and start stretch. The good news is there is a solution to this. I've watched basketball my whole life, and once I looked into the stats and research about how the games end, it became obvious to me why the current system breaks down. The way the last minute plays out isn't just annoying, it is predictable, and it's also built into the rules themselves. That's why I argue that basketball should adopt the Elam ending, because it solves the major flaws in today's in-game situations and makes the ending more exciting and fair. In this speech, I'll walk through three things. First, the problems with how basketball games end currently. Second, the causes behind these problems. And third, how the Elam ending fixes these problems. Let's start with what goes wrong in the game. Traditional basketball endings kill the natural flow of the sport. The first problem is the game slows down dramatically. Research from Olive found that the final minute of an NBA game can last up to 15 to 30 minutes of real time. That's because of constant fouling, endless timeouts, reviews, and intentional stalling. All of this kills the momentum and the excitement of the game. Fans don't watch basketball to see players walk to the free throw line over and over. They want action. The second problem is that teams take advantage of loopholes. Strategies like hack a player, where a team intentionally fouls the other team's worst free throw shooter, can stop real basketball movement for minutes at a time. Basketball Noise explains how these strategies disrupt the flow and allow teams to win through technicalities and not through skill. This isn't the kind of basketball anyone wants to see. Not the players, not the coaches, and definitely not the fans. So if these problems are so obvious, the question becomes, why don't we fix them? The first major cause is the countdown clock. The game clock encourages bad basketball. Basketball for Coaches explains that the countdown forces teams to foul on purpose and winning teams to hold the ball and waste the clock. At that point, nobody's playing real basketball. The game becomes a battle with the clock and not a battle between the two teams. The second cause is coaches get rewarded for causing chaos. If you've ever looked at the NBA last 2-minute reports, you can see how many mistakes happen because things get so crazy in the final minutes. The system encourages coaches to slow things down, challenge calls, burn timeouts, and basically do anything to not play real basketball. Some people say intentional fouling adds strategy, but fans don't want to watch a free throw contest. They want real basketball. Strategy is still strategy, but it should come down to skill and not technicalities. So now that we understand the problems and why they happen, let's look at a solution that fixes all of these. The Elam ending removes the problem by eliminating the countdown clock in the final 4 minutes of the game. Here's how it works. With 4 minutes left, the game clock shuts off. A target score is usually set. That target score is normally 8 points more than what the leading team has. The first team to reach that score wins. This forces teams to play to a number instead of waiting for the clock to run out. Basketball for Coaches explains that this restores natural play. Teams can't foul to stop the clock, and they can't stall. They have to score points and get stops, and they have to play real basketball. The second benefit that the Elam ending brings back is that it brings back exciting finishes. A study in Sports Innovative Journal looked at the basketball tournament in 2018 and 2019, where they used the Elam ending. Intentional fouling almost disappeared. Games finished on real plays, shots, passes, and defensive stops, not on free throws or stalling. Players relied on their skills, not loopholes. Fans loved it, and every game ended with a made basket instead of the clock simply just running out. This evidence shows that the Elam ending doesn't just fix the problem, it creates better basketball. So to wrap up, the Elam ending brings back real basketball at the end of games. It removes cheap strategies. It keeps the game flowing, and it makes every finish feel fair, intense, and exciting. The end of a basketball game should be the best part, not the worst. And that's what the Elam ending makes happen. So that's why I believe that you should use the Elam ending at the end of basketball games to get rid of the stalling and all the waste of time. And we can end in exciting and fun ways. Thank you.